Creating wise spending habits during college can create a great foundation for you. Hey family, welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt. If you're new here, welcome. Returning family member, I appreciate you, love you. Guys, remember to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and do all that fun stuff for me, guys. I very much appreciate that. Remember, there's gonna be a $100 Visa gift card giveaway on this channel. Stay till the end for all that fun stuff. And let's jump into today's video. So today we're gonna go over some college spending tips and a plan for you guys. Now obviously everybody's situation is different and it's definitely a case-by-case basis. So we'll just go over some general tips and some rules that I've learned over my college experience. And I wanna help you guys, go into college with a good head on your shoulders to create good financial decisions. So when you come out of college, you're set up to go out in the real world and win. Get that dub. Hey guys, remember, smash the like button below. Let's all do it together. It takes 2.25 seconds, super quick and easy. Okay, now for that, here's a cute picture of a dog. So I'm gonna break it down into two different parts. Living at home versus living on campus. Let's do living at home first. Now, if you do live at home, you won't have to worry about rent, you won't have to worry about utilities, water, food. You'll most likely get your own room and your own bathroom. Now, the main things you'll have to worry about are just like tuition, transportation expenses, books, maybe, coffee here or there, that's the main things at home. Now, I did live at home during college, so it did save me a lot of money, and I would recommend, if you have a good relationship with your parents, to try to stay at home to save a lot of money. And I mean, you can commute to the school, depending if you're going to community college or if you're going to university. I know it can be cumbersome when you live far from the university, so I do understand that. And I would definitely take that into consideration before making this large decision. Now let's go over living on campus. Now, I've been to multiple dorms. I've seen a lot of different situations where friends will live with 4 people or 3 people. Usually for most dorms, it's 2 to 4 people. So I know at my college that I go to, if I were to live there, it's usually 2 people that live in one dorm. And some of them are good. There's different levels of dorms. There's lower end, there's higher end. Obviously there's different pricing models for dorms. Now this is important, because you gotta figure out, okay, what's the price of dorm A versus dorm B? For dorms examples, I know if you're an athlete, you get a lot better dorms than if you're not an athlete. I know people who've done the apartment thing, so they'll just get an apartment instead of going to the dorms. That could be more beneficial because you'll have more control over the apartment and you'll have more options, because the schools usually give you like 2 or 3 options for dorms, and then you have to pick one, and you kind of don't have any choice. But if you live in an apartment, then you're like, okay, you have options. You can pick a different apartment. You can look at their amenities. You can look at the pricing. You can look at how many people you want to live with. Somebody just told me the other night that they were talking about how they live with 4 people. It was kind of a disaster. So I don't know if I'd want to live with that many people. 4 is a lot. 1 or 2 is more reasonable. And I mean, it is a lot of fun to live on campus if you have the right roommates. Picking that is extremely important. And relating that back to money, your budget's gonna be a lot different if you do decide to live on campus, because then you gotta pay rent, then you gotta pay utilities, and you gotta buy food, you gotta water, sewage, all that fun stuff. Parking, oh my gosh guys, pro tip, I'll put some parking stuff up right now. But at different in-state universities in Arizona, it is outrageously expensive to park. So I remember I had a really good friend of mine back at one of my old jobs. If you're watching this, hopefully you know who I'm talking about. She would tell me about how at one of the in-state colleges in Arizona, it was like $800 a semester to park in a good parking spot. Because the other thing is, college campuses are freaking huge, right? They're really, really big. So where you're parked is very important, because the proximity to your class or to the library or to the offices or whatever, you don't want to just be walking like 10 miles every day, because I mean, that's good for you, walking's good. Walking's good for you, but you'd like to have a spot up closer. So the closest one was 800, and then it was like 500, and then like 200. But the $200 one, it was like you walk 2 miles. The $800 one was like right in front, and you get these VIP parking spots, which is all good. But I mean, $800 for a parking spot as a college student, that's freaking insane. It's so expensive. So be careful, look at parking. Parking is probably the biggest surprise expense in college, because they're like, oh, parking, it shouldn't be that expensive, but it is. Parking, especially when you're in a city setting, across the country, there's a lot of college towns, or there's a lot of colleges in main cities. Therefore, the parking situation isn't that great, so keep an eye on that. So guys, I think my 3 main tips during college for budgeting is number 1, actually make a budget. Figure out how much money you have coming in. Whether your parents are giving you rent money, whether you're working, whether you got a side business, whatever you got, put the amount of money you're gonna make on the top line. Then figure out your expenses. So in college, I know it's really hard to save money. You could probably do like $100 maybe a month, or $200, you know, a month you save or whatever. And you don't have to really worry about investing. Get through college. The biggest thing with college is you want to do it debt free. So that would be number 2. Doing it debt free, you know, that's gonna put you way ahead. Try not to take out a lot of student loans. And if you can't afford it, I think you should definitely live at home, because you can save a lot of money, and therefore you can save a lot of money on rent and everything. And then the third tip would, I mean, it kind of goes with the other 2. I mean, the first one, you know, make a little budget, how much you make, what are your expenses. Second one, don't go into college debt. And third one, I would say try to get a part-time job to help you pay for some of the expenses, to help you have some money in your pocket during college. You know what I mean? And you know, have a little savings account when you come out. It doesn't have to be huge, a couple $1,000, $5,000. You know, create a goal for yourself with your finances. But like I said, if you stick to those 3 things, create a little budget monthly. Create a little budget monthly with how much money you have, how much money you need to spend, right? 1. Number 2, don't go into student loan debt. And number 3, get a part-time job so you have extra money. Or do babysit or dog sit or whatever you know, whatever you can find. Start a business, you know, cutting grass, whatever. There's a lot of ideas out there, opportunity for you to make some extra money. Those are the main ways I would create a spending plan in college. Okay guys, remember there's a $100 Visa gift card on this channel. We're gonna do that 1,000 family members. So that's super exciting. Remember to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, do all that fun stuff, share it with your friends, your family, your aunt. I know, you know, I'm sure you guys are having, you know, family parties. I know I am, and doing hang out with friends. So yeah guys, share it. If you guys got value from this video, you know, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a sub, drop whatever you guys want. I just want to help you guys in any way I can. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Remember to continue to work to become the best version of yourself. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!